Give me 25 minutes, because the next 25 minutes might change your trading mindset. You've been struggling to become profitable in the market, and I might be able to show you the reason why. You went on a course, you got a fancy trading system, you got a fancy course, you paid a fortune for that course, you did well on the course, you even got a certificate. You came back, you started trading for real, and you're struggling to make a profit. You're wondering why. Well, I'm going to tell you why today, and I'm going to give you the answers as to why this is happening in your trading. I'm going to show you the price action system, of course, that we use, a high probability trading system. But the strategy is different to the system. You see, the system and the little lines that we use are just a high probability trade. A win rate and little lines are not going to make you profitable. What's going to make you profitable is the strategy that I'm going to show you at the end of this video, that we're going to talk about together towards the end of this video. Hey, I'm Rob, for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do know me, I am still Rob. Guess what? It's Coffee with Rob. So we're going to have some coffee. And we're going to get on with it, and we're going to talk about the thing that's going to change your trading over time. Just remember, trading is risky, and most traders do lose money. In fact, 70 to 80% of traders do lose money, and I know you think you're going to be part of the 30% that's going to win, because we all think that way. Understand that it's a risky game, and if you don't like risk and you don't like losing money, you probably shouldn't be trading. Join us for the live shows, by the way, and join as a member. We've got the 10K giveaway every week on the live show on Thursday for the Fund Me Next $10,000 funded account that we're giving away to one trader if you like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone who like, comments, and subscribes, your comment will go into the draw. All the members are always in the draw, and the winner every week will get one of these accounts. Join us on the live show to find out who the winner is every Thursday at 1400 GMT +2. Let's go and have a look at the charts. Let's go and have a look at a price action system that's going to make all the difference to your trading and give you high probability trades. Just remember, it's not the lines that make you the money. That just gives you the high probability trade. What you need is the edge in the market, and that edge is the strategy that we're going to talk about after you've been to the charts. Trading is only easy when you know how to do it. Don't forget, most traders lose money. If you're unsure, you shouldn't even be trading. I don't have any predictive capabilities, and nothing I say constitutes financial advice. How do we trade? What is the system, the high probability system that we're going to use to make money in the markets? The point here being, it's very easy to call a system, to say, we're going to trade with this system because how can I put this to you in a nice way? Because we've been on a course and we know everything about the markets. But there's many ways to trade the market. Now, systems, there are many systems in the market, and all of these systems work. There are some people that just use patterns, like this is a head and shoulders pattern telling us that this might be going short. So this would be a short trade. It's broken through the trend. It's counter trending. So we're going short on it, and it's going to the downside. So that looks like a great short trade. How do we manage the risk? We're going to talk about that after the charts. We're going to go to the strategy of making money after the charts. There are three ways that we trade. One way is in a range. When a product is in a range, when any instrument is in a range, what we do is, if it's at the bottom, we buy. When it's at the top, we sell. So the bottom we buy, top we sell, bottom we buy, top we sell, and we keep on doing that. That's a range. It's in that range, and that's what we're going to trade in. How did we get that range? We take our support level, we draw in a rectangular fashion. If you want to know more about this, go to my previous videos. I've got the exacting information as to how to draw these lines in. The reason I draw them in rectangles is because your sole job in the market is to look for liquidity. Now, I'm trading on the 4 hour, but I take these levels from a day chart. And the reason I take it from the day chart is I get much more reliable information from the day charts. So there's your resistance, There's your support in that area there. It came into that area on a very steep bearish run, and it could continue on to the downside from there. This is why at this point, a lot of people would have been selling that breakthrough, but it's come back and it's broken back to the upside and it's back into that range again. So this is trading in a range. You're trading in a range on this particular instrument. The other way to trade is with the trend. So you've got this trending up, it's trending to the upside. Now you could draw trend lines in here. Of course, I'm not drawing them in right now. It's going up, it breaks upwards, straight upwards, comes back down and tests a level which is known as a demand level. We'll talk about more about supply and demand. I do have a video in my system on supply and demand, and it carries on to the upside. Trading in a trend, we could have a look at, here's a good one, good example. I'm just going to delete that trend line. If you want to draw a trend line in, you can just take a trend line, you draw it along the trend. It needs 3 touches, 1, 2, 3 to be fair. That gives you a good result. And then you just, every time it hits the support you buy, every time it hits the support you buy, every time it hits the support you buy. And the opposite way is if it's trending to the downside, then you would be selling all the way down. That would be your selling point. But if you look at this particular instrument, this is the DAX. It came down, it went up, came down, you would have sold, and then it came up here and it broke to the upside. It broke the structure. And that's the third way that we trade. The third way that we trade is with a break of structure, where it breaks that downward structure, starts going to the upside. It's clearly making a new structure to the upside. In other words, a bullish run, and then you start buying it all the way up. So you buy it there and you hold it until it breaks structure to the downside again. And then you can use your normal support and resistance to give you a good signal as to whether you need to buy or sell. So this was a support and it became a resistance. You see it broke through that support and it goes back up. It becomes a resistance. And when it becomes a resistance, you can buy it again as it goes to the upside. You can use many other indicators as well. You can use moving average crossovers, Fibonacci's, any of those, and you will see they all fit in with confluence. As to the price action, I don't put RSI, stochastics, average true ranges, and all these other fancy things on my chart because they simply get in the way. They simply annoy me. All I use is the support and resistance and the trend support and resistance to show us which way we're going in the market. Now remember, this is just a high probability trade. So if you take this trade long, there's no guarantee that it's going to go to the upside. You do have the edge here of knowing that it's broken that area. There's no guarantee that it's going to the upside. Look at gold, for example. Gold is a good example. It broke through this head and shoulders. It's broken through the upside trend to the downside. And it's even broken another level over in this area here to the downside. There's no guarantee it's going to continue on going down. It could get stopped by this demand level here, and it could get stopped here and start going back up again. You're looking at the high probability, and the high probability is it's broken through here, gone back tested, broken down, gone up, retested, and now it's going back down again. Looks like a good short trade. US 500, nice long trade. It was going down. It broke the structure, and now it's starting to head to the upside, and it's breaking through this level here. It was a support that it broke through, came back, retested, came back, retested. How many times it's tested that? How do you find these areas? It's areas where every time the price gets there, it gets pushed away. That means there's money there. That means there's liquidity there. So now what you've got is it's pushed up, it's pushed through the trend, so it's broken structure, and it's also pushed back through this level where there was money, because it was a support, becomes a resistance. It's broken through that, come back, retested again, and it's pushed to the upside, and it's pushed hard. That is a strong green candle, and that's what you should be using candles for, to see the strength of the move. You can see it's a strong move to the upside. That's what you're looking for, and that's a buy. And then you're buying this level with a view to it going all the way back up to levels that it previously held. For example, 6,100 was a good level. Look where it was. It was happy at 6,100. Should get back to that level eventually if all goes well. And that's how you use the charts. That's how you use the candles. It's a simple way. If you go back on all my other videos, you can go over this system again and again and again, and all the different systems that I do have in place, which can refresh your memory and show you different things that might not be on this video, that might be on the other video, that will help you with your charting. But charting is not what makes you the money. What makes you the money is the business plan and the strategy. And that's what we're going to talk about right now after these charts. So go and have a look at that. Go and watch that. That's what's going to help you. So now you've seen the charting. Now you know all about charting. But you did that on the course anyway. You've already done all this on the course. What they didn't teach you on the course is that trading is 50-50. You are trading against other human beings, not against algorithms or maths or squiggly lines. You are actually trading against loads of other human beings in the market. Those human beings have got emotions. Emotions are a funny thing. They tend to make things go up and down. They tend to make people happy and sad. People do things on the spur of the moment. Robots don't do that. If the market was made up of artificial intelligence and robots and algorithms and maths as you think it is, the market would be perfect. And obviously, all the AI would get it right all the time. Where do you think that would bring the market out at the end of the day? Don't you think the market would end on a big fat zero if the robots were always right, if everyone was right, if it was time to buy and 100% of buyers bought, and if it was time to sell and 100% of sellers sold, there'd be no market. You see, the whole point of the market is we don't agree with each other. We tend to disagree. You see, when you invest, when you're doing an investment, that's a completely different picture. Investments are, I'm investing in that company with a view that it's going to grow into a massive big company like McDonald's or Coke, something like that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to get the big payout. I'm going to get the dividends. I'm going to get the growth that company grew over time with. Even if the company doesn't grow, at least my money will grow with inflation as the asset value of that company grows with inflation and my money is in that company. It's not losing value as cash in the bank, getting used up or getting drank away by some government when they pay them tax for the interest made on the money and things like that. My money is just simply growing within that company. So when you talk about investments, when I invest in someone or I invest in something, I've got a different point of view because I know I'm investing in that asset, in that product with a view to it growing. Still human beings that are behind it. There's still a CEO and a board of directors that are making it happen. It's not algorithms, but it's still going to grow based on the fact that it is a company. Whereas when I'm trading, I'm getting into markets, I'm getting out of markets quickly. So in other words, I'm not time in the market anymore. Now I'm trying to time the market. And when I'm doing that, I'm trading with and against other human beings who are trying to do the same thing. So my sole purpose in the market is to look for liquidity, to look for where all the other traders left their money so that I can go and find it and grab it for myself. That's as simple as trading gets. How do you do this? Does a win rate make you money? No, a win rate does not make you money. A win rate will make you fail every single time because you'll win 8 trades in a row with no strategy. You'll win $10 on every single trade, which gives you a total of $80. And on the ninth trade, you'll lose that $80. In fact, you'll probably lose $1,000 and you'll be in an overall pictured loss, which is not good for you or anyone else. Because what you want to be doing is you want to be winning. We all get into trading or get into a trade with the view that of the high probability and the possibility that we're going to make a profit at some time in the future, whether it be in 5 minutes or 5 years. We want to make a profit on that trade. That's the idea behind it, as far as I know. So you want to take profit. And the only way to do that is to have a business plan. Would you open a company on the high street without any kind of business plan? Would you open a factory? You have no idea what you're going to need for it or even what you're going to make. Would you do that? Doubt it. 9.5 out of 10 of you would definitely tell me, Rob, you need to have a business plan if you're going to open a factory. Right. But why don't you do that when you start trading? Probably because you don't believe trading is a business. Probably because you don't believe trading is difficult. Probably because you believe trading's easy. But the only reason you would believe that is because someone told you that. It's because someone convinced you that trading's easy, that you can just jump in and take trades and you'll just make loads and loads of money. That's a complete lie. Sorry to say, that's never going to happen. What you need is the strategy, and I'm going to give it to you now. And it's very simple, and I repeat it over and over and over again in every single video. So if you're bored of hearing it, then don't watch the rest of the video because you're probably wasting your time. But do subscribe while you're here, because then you'll be entered into the draw where I'm going to give away 10K a funded account. So you want to be entered into that. Right, let's get on with it, and I'll talk about the strategy. So for those of you who don't want to watch the strategy, you've obviously gone, and everybody else is sitting here watching the strategy, or maybe you just want to go over it again, just in case you missed something last time. That's important. The strategy is this. If you've got a $25,000 account, and I stopped using the $100,000 analogy because people said they don't have $100,000. So if you don't, just get a funded account. If you do, that's great. So I'm using $25,000 just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. If you have a $25,000 account, risk 1% on every single trade. That's what I do. You can choose any percentage you want. If you want to risk more, that's up to you. But the reason I use the 1% analogy is because if I lose 10 trades in a row, I only lose 10% of my account, and I can get that 10% back. In the old days, when we were trading with just real cash, we used to risk 10% on every single trade, and it was a 10% stop loss. That was a different ballgame. It was investing, and it was one-to-one money. It wasn't leveraged money. You must remember, you're leveraging your trade, probably 100 to 1. If you lose 10% on a trade, you're going to lose all your money. So you've got to keep that risk down. My advice, well, I don't give advice. I never give advice. What I do is I trade 1% of each on each and every single trade. So that would be $250 on each and every single trade. But keep the risk the same. Don't change the risk for every single trade, because what you find is people feeling more comfortable trading the US 500 than trading the Euro US dollar. So I'll trade more risk on the US 500 and less risk on the Euro US dollar. So I'll risk $100 there and $250 there. You know which one you're going to lose, don't you? Do I have to tell you? You're going to lose the one that you played more on. In case you didn't know it. Yeah, but most of you would have known. You've now traded $250. That's how much the trade's costing you. How do I work out that $250? Because how do I keep the same risk on every single trade? Well, it's simple, really. You identify the trade, and the first thing you do when you identify the trade is where you want the stop loss. We call it an invalidation area. Once the trade gets to that area, our trade's completely invalid. I don't want to trade it. It's useless to me. So that's the point. I'm going to, let's say, dump the trade. I'm not going to move the stop loss down. I'm not going to move the dollar cost average or anything like that. I'm just going to lose the trade. Let it go completely. That's the idea. Now you've got your stop loss area. Now you just work out how many lots, how many pips back to the cost. Now you know the size of your trade. All you've got to do now is work out what's my risk to reward. Will I be able to make more than I'm risking? Because you don't want to have a trade where you can only make $50 and you're risking $250, because that's a complete waste of time, isn't it? That's no good. You want to try and make more than $250. That's the plan. The plan is to make more on your wins and lose less on your losses. So if you're losing $250 for every trade you lose, and you're making $500 for every trade you win, you should end up in a profit. Work it out over 10 trades. You lose 5, you win 5. You should come out with a net overall profit at the end of the day. That's how you do it. But you don't just put the risk to reward in 2 to 1 because it's 2 to 1. You've got to make sure the trade can do that. You've got to make sure when you look at the trade, is it possible for this trade to make me more money than I'm risking? You just simply look at the trade for that. And if it can't, then don't take the trade. There's no risk to reward, is there? When the trade's running, move your stop loss up, keep it up to cost, bring it up into the positives while it's going up towards your profit. That way the trade becomes free, becomes easy to watch. If you want to know more about how to do that, watch these last videos here. They'll give you all the information you need there, dude. And that'll help you. Don't forget to come back to the live shows. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching. Till the next time, cheers, ciao, and bye.